Hello, this is Dean Scott from Foligno Estates Vineyard and Winery. And the last video that we did, we were planting grapes. This is pretty much what we were doing. We planted 6,000 of these. This is a dormant grapevine. This is where they come from the nursery. It's two parts. It's a rootstock and a piece of grapevine from Europe. This is a Vitis vinifera grapevine. And what they do is they graft them together, and this is what comes from the nursery. There's a lot of reasons why we do it this way. Part of it is there's a disease called phylloxera that is only in the, it's all over the world now, but our rootstocks are not prone to that disease. So that's why we have to graft everything. So now it's been about 5 weeks, and this piece of grafted wood is now alive and growing, and what you see down here on the ground is the result. Now you'll notice there's about, I don't know, 9 or 10 nodes that have actually grown out of this, and what a lot of people will do is they'll leave it just like this, and what they'll do is they'll let it sort of bush out, and then next year they'll start training it. I like to get training started right away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through here, and I can feel it better than see it, but I'm going to eliminate about 75% of these buds. So I'm going to keep 2 good strong ones, and that's what we're going to start with. Now what we're going to do is once I get it down to the 2 buds and get all the weeds away, we put a stake with it, because there's little tendrils that'll start to grow and they'll try to attach to this, which helps it to grow. And then also we do something a lot of people don't do, but we've invested in these blue tubes. There's several reasons for it. One of the main reasons is these tubes are very good at photosynthesis. It helps to reflect the light because it's blue inside. It's a 2-part tube. Let me get one for you real quick. You can see this reflective clear material, so the light is going to reflect in, and it also helps block UV. UV is not real good for the vines when they're starting. So we put these together, and then what we'll do is we'll slide this over the vine like so, and this gets everything started. What also is nice is it encourages the vine to grow up instead of out. Vines are very lazy. Grapevines would like to just grow along the ground, get to a tree, and then start to grow up the tree. And if you're out in the wild, you'll notice vines growing along the ground, and then they're taking off up a tree. So this stake is sort of our tree, so it's going to help them. And this tube, being a diameter like it is going to encourage those 2 shoots to grow straight up. And come August, when we take these off, they'll be anywhere from here to about here. So that's really encouraged. It's really got things going for us quickly. Also, these tubes are very good. We don't have too much problems here, but rabbits love to eat the little tops off of these vines. So the groundhogs, the rabbits are not going to be able to get a hold of these vines when they're inside the tube. And also deer to some extent. They have different heights. Sometimes they use higher ones to eliminate deer, but we don't have that problem as much. So that's what we're doing right now. We've got probably of the 3,000 in this particular block, we've got probably about 2,700 of them are already covered up. So we're getting there. We have another block to do. So the last time we videotaped also, we talked about what we were doing as far as the more mature vines. We're going to look at some 3-year-old vines over here, and I think this is the same block, isn't it, that we did the video last time. So what we did is we kept 5 shoots. I don't know if you remember, but we had 5 little shoots. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now those little shoots have grown. And I don't know if you remember too, we did find a couple little buds that were about this big, and that was a cluster of grapes. Well, now that has become this, and we've gone through what is called bloom. So now the grapes have actually, become true grapes and not just a bud. So that's starting to grow. So the next step, what we're going to do is what we call shoot positioning, and you'll notice things are sort of coming out. So we're going to make sure we get all these vines tucked underneath so that they grow up through all the wires. And probably the next time we do a video, they'll be up here and we'll be hedging them off. It's a little soon to start taking leaves off. As I look at these vines here, as long as I can see through the canopy, I'm not going to touch them. The leaves are what makes the carbohydrates, which makes the sugar. So we want to keep all these leaves, as many of them as possible, until we get to a point where we're trying to spray and we can't get through the leaves. So that's what we're going to do with that. And also what we'll do is called cluster thinning. You'll notice on this particular shoot, and this is a very healthy shoot, there's 1, 2, 3 clusters. What we'll do is we will now eliminate usually the top one. We'll keep 2 clusters for now. For really high quality stuff, we might go down to 1 cluster. We're not going to make that decision yet. We'll wait a couple weeks to decide whether we do that. So we'll do that now. And also we'll start to clean up the bottoms. You know, sometimes we have little shoots that are coming out. So we want to sort of stick with our 5 shoots that we have. So we get these, you'll notice they have these little tendrils that want to hook up. If we do it now, it's real easy. If we wait too much longer, then it's hard to get the vines where you want. So we'll quickly go through and put all these shoots in position. And that's all we'll do for now. Things are growing fast. We're doing everything we can to make the highest quality grapes that we can. And so we're going to continue with the way we've been doing things, and it's working out real good for us. So until next time.